Jackie. I'm an Arizona realtor, and I have built a multi-million-dollar business with my husband by using what I learned from being a teacher. Now I'm bringing the steps I took to leave the classroom and become a top producing agent and team owner. So grab your coffee, cherry vanilla Coke, or maybe even a cocktail, and let's begin. Hey friends and fellow educators. Oh my gosh, guys, when I was preparing for this episode, I was looking for a great title. So if you haven't already noticed, each of my episodes are named after a song. Grey's Anatomy is one of my most favorite shows in the whole entire world. Does anybody else love Grey's Anatomy, or is it just me? Yeah, it's not just me. Anyhow, so all of the episodes have a title that's a song lyrics. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to try this out. So I did. So anyhow, when I was thinking about the title for this one, I wanted something catchy. I wanted something that would stick with y'all. And what better title than the best song from the best musical? We're all in this together. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I won't bore you with my singing. But basically, in this episode, we're going to talk about my favorite topic, and that is collaboration. It is a necessary tool for any profession, but specifically in the classroom and in real estate. Now, with COVID, I think probably a lot of elementary school districts probably limited the ability for 4th and 5th grade teachers to departmentalize. Lots of contact tracing. You have to make sure that the focus is on student health and limited transmission. And I feel this was probably more than likely a reality for many of us. In my years of teaching, I've been on teams where teachers close, lock their doors, put things over the windows, hide the copies they make, refuse to share lesson plans and ideas. And guys, who does it hurt? It hurts the students, right? We all have God-given talents. Well, what are your talents? What is something that you're amazing at? If you put that talent that you have or that ability under a rock, is it going to shine any brighter? Heck no. So my hope is that you are not in this warped sense of secrecy. My hope is that you're on a team of teachers who share, they collaborate with each other so that the students, those little sparks of energy that are the future of this world, have the very best of each one of us. When I first started in real estate, I had so much learning to do. I didn't know the first thing when it came to helping clients buy and sell homes. Some of the information was kind of like a learn on the go or a pinch of fake it till you make it. And the team that I was on was full of seasoned agents. I think that's probably the best PC word to use right there. Anyhow, they knew a lot, but they shared nothing. They would give me false promises. Oh, yes. Or like they'd give me half of something, but it wasn't enough for me to really be successful with it. So I was trying to learn without any kind of help. Guys, it was hard as hell. Fast forward 18 months, I made a switch to a different brokerage with new partners, and it was a game changer. I was still with seasoned agents, but many of them were out of production. Now, what that meant was now they had more time to give me because they weren't needing to give most of their time to their clients, the people that were trusting them in this process. They were able and they were willing to share their mistakes, so I didn't have to repeat them. Someone said this to me the other day, and it's really kind of stuck with me. A smart person will learn from their mistakes, but a rock star or a genius will learn from the mistakes of others. This was what I was experiencing. I had these top producing agents who were 100% in my corner. They showed me how to convert a FSBO listing, how to capitalize on my sphere of influence, how to negotiate an offer, and all the tools that I needed to be successful. Well, now it's my turn. I want to share that knowledge with you. Let's look at these items one at a time. So a FSBO, what is it? Well, it's a for sale by owner home. So how do you find these? Well, what I learned was you could find them by searching on Realtor.com or Zillow or any of these other online platforms that a lot of consumers use. Now, in the state of Arizona, realtors work very closely with title reps. It was suggested for me to reach out to our preferred title rep and ask for a weekly list of FSBOs in the areas that I wanted to work in. So that's what I did. And every Monday, I call the owner of these homes. Now, my goal isn't to get a listing. So the one thing that I was doing that was a mistake is when I was calling these people, I was saying things like, so if I bring you a buyer, will you pay me a commission? Well, guess what? Now I don't sound like I'm trying to help them. I'm not in their corner. Or I would say things like, have you sold the house yet? Well, obviously that's something I want to know, but that wasn't what I needed to do. My goal and what I learned from these seasoned agents that were pouring into me was my goal should be just to set an appointment to view the home. And they always ask this question, are you going to bring a buyer? No, don't lie to them. Don't say, oh yes, I have a buyer who's looking at this house. This will be perfect for them. No, guys, those are lies. You haven't seen the home. You don't even know if the buyers that you have, or maybe you don't even have buyers, if they're going to like it. So all you want to do is you want to preview the home. Be honest with them. I am a real estate agent. I would love to preview your home. Well, why do you want to see it? I just want to see what the homes are looking like in this neighborhood. I serve this community. I want to always know exactly what's available to service my clients better. Guys, that's not a lie, okay? So you come in, you see the home. While you're there, your goal is to build a relationship with the owner. They are not going to sign a listing agreement with you. And if you've had that experience, you need to be a guest speaker on this podcast because obviously we need to learn from you. Okay, so what they're going to do right now, these sellers, is they're going to try to find out if you're like every other realtor who has tried this. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are being the different agent. Remember that student who pushes your buttons from the first day of school? Like whatever boundary it is, they will dance all over it. Whatever it is, okay? They're not a bad kid. They are conditioned to not trust educators. They've seen it firsthand that we talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, we're just like every other teacher. This is how it helps us to build relationships with clients. We can authentically and we create a friendship. You find something that you can connect on. You ask questions, you listen. Don't be talking so much. They don't care how many houses you've sold. They don't care what your opinion is. They want to know if they like you or not. Okay? So you're building that relationship so that way you can get the trust. So that is what was told to me, and that is what I have used. And guys, it's been a game changer. I convert a lot more for sale by owners than I did when I was doing it the way that I thought was best. Now, every day or every week, I have a goal. Okay, so my daily goal is to make a minimum of 10 calls. Okay. Now, depending on how many calls I make per day, depends on how many listings or how many FSBOs there are that I can find in the area, okay? So what I like to call 20 or 40, yeah, okay? But 10 is easier for me so that way I have enough to call through the whole week. Guys, I know I'm going to hear a no. I know people are going to tell me no. I know they're going to hang up on me. If I can convert 10%, okay? So that means if I make 10 calls, I'm going to get 1 appointment. If I call 20 to 40, I'm going to get 2 to 4 appointments. Now I'm going to go to that appointment. I'm going to create a relationship. If I can do that with just one of those owners, I'm winning. So let's go back to the week. Okay. 5 days in a week. If I call 50, that's 5 appointments. Okay. Of those 5 appointments, surely to God, I'm going to be able to build a relationship with at least one of those people. This is the goal, okay? We want to make sure that we are demonstrating a difference. How can you let your light shine out? Don't put it under a rock. Build that relationship with those sellers. Okay, so now let's talk about the second thing that I learned about, your sphere of influence. So what is it? How can you use it? Now, your sphere of influence is everyone who's in your contact. Okay, so look at your phone, look at your contacts. There's probably 1,000 people in there. That's your sphere of influence. Now, look on your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram. That is your sphere of influence. Okay, now, you're not going to call them all and just say, hey, I'm an agent. You want to do business with me? You want some friends? Do you have any friends that want to do business with me? No. Okay. No, you're not going to do that. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to reach out to them and you're going to ask a simple question. Can I count on you to help me in my new business? Well, if they're your friend, of course they're going to. Now you're going to say, okay, would you be willing to be a mock seller for me? Yeah, you didn't think about it this way, did you? Okay, so you're going to go to their home and basically you are going to give your listing presentation to them. Now, there's two good things about this, okay? It's good practice for yourself, but it also shows your friend that you are taking this new career serious. You want to grow. You want to become the best. You want business. And now, when they're with a friend or a coworker who's thinking of buying a home or selling a home, they feel confident in referring you because they saw that sparkle in your eye. They heard the confidence in your voice. They've seen your swag. So guess what? It's going to work. Now, this can also work for them to tell what is their dream home. Okay, so you can use your seller or your friends, your sphere of influence, to help you grow in your craft of a listing agreement. But also, you're going to have buyers, guys, and you need to know how to use the tools within your brokerage. So in my brokerage, we have this amazing CRM where I can create landing pages, I can create squeeze pages. If you don't have a CRM like that, obviously, you have your MLS, so you can create search engines, okay, for these buyers. So you ask your friend, your sphere of influence friend, and you say, hey, tell me what your dream home would be like. And you write it all down. Oh, I want a 4-bedroom. I want 3.5 baths. I want, an acre lot. I want to have a horse property. I want to back up to a meadow. I want to have a mountain, whatever it is, okay? Write down all of their stuff. Then send them that list so that way they can see it, okay? You're practicing searching for homes based on what your buyer wants. Do not just send buyers everything in a zip code or everything in an area because they can find that on their own, okay? You need to be doing like the heavy lifting. You need to be going through these and actually looking at everything. It's not the goal to send them 100 listings. The goal is to send them 4 or 5 that are perfect for them, okay? So how does this help you get referrals from them? All right, so your friend that you're sending these things to, they go to lunch and they're sitting with a friend who says, oh man, there's a house down the street from me that they just put a sign in the yard. I wonder what it's going for because I want to know what I could get for my house. And your friend who you've set on this search, who just happens to live in that same neighborhood, goes, oh, I think I saw that house. Let me look. And they pull it up and they show it to their friend. And now this new friend says, wait a minute, how did you find that information out? I couldn't find it. And now your name gets dropped. Boom. Guys, guess what? You are going to be able to get referrals by practicing at the same time. That was one of the biggest things that my supporters and my partners kind of helped me kind of see, like, how can I be different? How can I be a shift? How can I be a change? Because that's what I wanted in the classroom. I didn't want to be like every other teacher. I wanted to be the teacher that those kids remembered. I wanted to be the teacher that those parents requested. I wanted to be the teacher that was willing to give back to the newest teachers that were in the building who were just trying to survive in honesty, okay? Now, markets. Because the market's different everywhere, I don't really want to pretend to know the market in all 50 states. My point is, your support system should want you to succeed as much as they want themselves to succeed. And if that's not the case, you need to find a new support system, okay? You need to be looking for something new. Would you stay in a school that had poor morale and you hated going into and you knew you weren't going to get any help just because it was something you were used to? God, I hope not. Would you talk to other teachers in other schools and see what it might be like to transition into that school? I hope you're nodding your head saying yes. Guys, real estate's the same way. Every brokerage is not the same. Every mentor is not the same. Make sure if you are not feeling supported that you are reaching out to other people. Going into real estate can seem scary. Starting something new can be a challenge. But you keep the attention of 24 to 32 children a day for 7 hours. You maintain peace in a sea of hormones and body odor. You do this, and I'm here to help. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie Durbin AZ. Also, like, share, and rate this podcast. And if you need help or you have state-specific questions, reach out to me. I will gladly help. Everyone wants to get into real estate. It can be a lot of fun. But if you aren't getting the level of support that you need and the level of support that you desire, then we should talk. Guys, we're all in this together, and I want you to be a rock star. See you next week.